This video has us continuing our adventures in Scotland by public transport, and today is the steam train and Glenfinnan.
Day 3. We're excited. We're beyond excited. It's steam train day. We're at Fort William Station ready to go on the Jacobite Steam Train.
We were surprised that the station at Fort William didn't open until 9:30. Apparently, there are no trains before this time. There were people waiting to take their chance of paying on the day. They were all lucky, which was a relief for one of the couples who had tried the same the previous year and failed to get on. It helped that the hot weather had stopped the steam train operating as such over previous weeks. The whole caboodle had been pushed by the diesel assisted train, as there had been fears the embers from the steam train might set the countryside alight. The steam operation had only just restarted again following the rain, so in a way we were lucky that it rained for us, so we could enjoy the whole authentic experience.
The morning Jacobite train service had authentic livery for the carriages and a steam engine pulling it.
And we're off. There we go, leaving Fort William. Just out there, you can see a few viewers come to see the steam train go. The afternoon service has a steam engine up front, then normal British rail carriages and a diesel engine helping to push it up the track. The standard British rail carriages are heavier apparently. We had spectacular views of the journey to Malach. I saw a wild deer with antlers startled by the train, but it was too fast for Kay to capture on camera. There is a planned stop at Glenfinnan Station on the way to Malach, but not on the way back. We knew this in advance.
Brian asked if the steam train could drop us off at Glenfinnan on our return journey from Malach. This was so that we could avoid the extra journey and the rapid transfer to the regular service train at Fort William that we would have needed to get back to our lodgings at Glenfinnan.
We were worried we would miss our train back. What we didn't realise was that because it is a single track, the train conductor explained, the normal train would have to wait for the steam train before it could set off, so it wouldn't have been a problem.
Just want to look at that bridge. That's also staring at the sea. We're on it, yeah.
Otherwise, you can see it out the window.
Oh, there's one guy.
Oh, there's the monument there.
Here we go.
But they're waiting as well.
Here you go. Your sister's even on this one.
No, I don't see it. Train.
Give him a wave.
The steam train slowed down as it neared the viaduct, so we could take pictures. We were so surprised to see so many people out there waiting to take photographs of the steam train. They all waved and were pleased to see us, and we were pleased to see them too. We felt like royalty. As the train travelled on, nearer Malach, there were some beautiful beaches. I really wanted to stop and explore. I think we'll have to come back sometime.
We had already been online, seeing if there was a place for lunch. The cabin, or bothy as they're called up there, did local caught fish. I had mussel and Kay had a fish chowder. We had a nice walk around Malach. There are lots of different fish restaurants with lots of cooked, freshly caught fish and shellfish. We decided to find where we would be staying in a few days to relieve any anxiety for later.
We were really pleased when we found the guest house. It was near the station and near where the ferry would depart the next day. This was important because we'd got a really early start.
On the return journey back we saw a sea eagle. It was massive wings.
The guard also pointed out other wildlife such as red deer and Harry Potter film locations for those that were interested.
And we arrived in Glenfinnan in the sun, but as Kay hadn't read the instructions very well, it was difficult on the phone and there seemed to be lots of options. We missed the route we should have taken to the cabin. But the photos that were provided showed a route that took us a long way round. Even then, we got lost and both of us missed the sign at the bottom of the path, thinking it was some sort of church fundraising sign. The owner came down to find us and explained the accommodation was really near to the station. We had gone the other way. Just after we'd settled in our tiny house, which was a bit like a shepherd's hut, the weather changed and we had hailstones. We planned to walk down to the road and to the hotel when the weather improved. So far, we had found the showers pass quickly because of the wind taking them onwards. We went to Glenfinnan House Hotel for a drink, which we had seen on our detour. It was a lovely place, and we booked dinner for the next night. As it turned out, it was the only place in Glenfinnan to eat in an evening. It was very plush, and we looked forward to eating there the following night. We went back to the shepherd's hut for the night with some miniature bottles of wine and sandwiches which we had purchased in Malad Co-op. When faced with the unknown, it is prudent to prepare. We would not have had anything to eat otherwise, as the station carriage restaurant was shut and the hotel booked up, so we were already prepared for the next day by booking the evening meal.
Day 4, it was another exciting day. We were in beautiful countryside and had the anticipation of seeing the steam train. We went to Glenfinnan Viaduct to photograph the 10:25 Jacobite Steam Train from Fort William, which was due to arrive at around 10:45. We were shocked. There were so many people. It was crowded with people and midges. The dad of the Canadian family ran back to his car to fetch some midge repellent spray, which he kindly shared with us.
Just see the smoke. Here it comes. Wow.
Well, as you know, we arrived in this shepherd's hut yesterday, and it is quite good. But today, for a bit of adventure, we decided, after watching the crowds from the viaduct from the inside of the train, today we was going to watch the train from the outside and become one of those crowd. We actually set off, but unfortunately, I'd forgotten my walking stick at the hotel yesterday. What an idiot. So we walked down there, and I found it in the drawing room where we'd last had a drink, and it was all ready for me. And we found, in actual fact, that route was better to go and watch the Harry Potter train. We trekked on amongst thousands that were going there. Well, okay, maybe a couple hundred, but they were all coming in like bees around a honey pot. They were all coming from all different directions until they reached the stretches of the hills where there was already worn out steps and ledges for us to get a really good view of the train. And I'm sure you've probably already seen the video that we've shown you. But it was an excellent view of the Harry Potter train going round the curve of the viaduct from a good vantage point. After that, we thought, what to do? Well, what do you do at the landing place of Bonnie Prince Charlie when he came to reclaim his throne but didn't quite make it? We went down to watch the monument towards where he landed. And there was a visitor centre with a nice story of how everything went, badly, unfortunately for him. And once we'd finished that, we decided to go up to the station where we'd landed at Glenfinnan. Where we went up there, lovely little museum of how the signals work with interactive videos and everything. It was brilliant. We really enjoyed it. As we were walking out, we walked across to a display about snowplows. And little did we realise that where the display was actually the snowplow itself, being converted into a little booth that told us all about snow on the Western Line. And that was actually quite good. We had a really good time at Glenfinnan Station.
Glenfinnan might be small, but it's a lovely place to stay for a night or two. There was enough to do. We went to see the steam train going over the viaduct. We looked at the visitor centre and went to the monument. We also walked to the hotel, and there's some nice walks around there too. The station was surprising. There was a lovely museum and the signal box was quite a highlight. I really enjoyed the interactive demonstration. And the cafe at the restaurant in the coach house was also very nice. So in all, we felt it was a really good couple of days in Glenfinnan.